In 2005, Hilary Swank walked onto the stage, clutching her second Oscar. She turned toward her husband, calling him her everything, a heartfelt declaration of love in front of millions. Just a year later, their marriage was over. But the unraveling didn't stop there. Her career, which had soared after her Oscar wins, began to falter at the box office. Her body was waging battles she kept private, and Hollywood, the same industry that had awarded her 2 golden statues, seemed uncertain how to use her talent. So what really happened to the actress who once appeared unstoppable? The answer lies in hospital visits, denied insurance claims, heartbreak, and resilience that only the most determined can understand. Hilary Jean Swank was born on July 30, 1974, in Lincoln, Nebraska. Her family moved frequently before settling in Bellingham, Washington. By age 6, she was living in a small trailer park near Lake Sammamish, a modest home that exposed her early to the realities of social judgment. At school, parents would pull their children away when they discovered she lived in a trailer, invitations vanished, and playdates stopped coming. At barely 7 years old, Hilary learned the harsh lesson that people often judge your worth by where you live. Those early experiences left a mark. Loneliness became a constant companion, but it also fueled her imagination. Books and films became a sanctuary, worlds where she could escape judgment and witness characters overcoming hardships. She began identifying with these stories, drawing strength from them, and imagining the person she wanted to become. Slowly, acting moved from a dream to a calling, a path that gave her purpose amidst chaos. Life at home was no less tumultuous. Her parents, Stephen and Judy, constantly juggled jobs and bills, creating tension in the household. By the time Hilary turned 15, her parents' marriage collapsed. In 1990, she and her mother made a courageous decision. They left Washington with $75, a single gas station credit card, and a car full of hope, heading to Los Angeles with no safety net. The journey to California was grueling. For weeks, their Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme served as both vehicle and home. Nights were spent parked at rest stops or quiet streets, while they washed in public bathrooms and dressed for auditions. Hilary knew how fragile their situation was, but she refused to give up. Acting, once an escape, had become her lifeline. The theater had always been her anchor. At 9, she played Mowgli in The Jungle Book with the Bellingham Theatre Guild. The applause, the lights, and the energy made her feel seen and validated, unlike anywhere else in her early life. Those early experiences gave her confidence and planted the belief that she could belong in the world despite her upbringing. In Los Angeles, the shift was slow but steady. After weeks living in the car, her mother found a secretarial job, and they rented a single room from a single mother in Burbank. It wasn't comfort, but it was a foundation. Hilary began booking minor television roles. The pay was small, but each job proved progress was possible. She never forgot the nights in the car or the hunger she had endured, and gratitude became an enduring part of her character. At 16, she and her mother began pursuing agents. Judy secured a meeting with Bonnie Lidke, known for discovering Leonardo DiCaprio. Hilary signed with her, feeling renewed hope. Hollywood, however, was unforgiving. Rejections piled up, and small parts were all that came. In 1992, she appeared in Buffy the Vampire Slayer as Kimberly Hanna. The film earned $4.55 million its first weekend, totaling $14 million domestically. Critics were mixed, and it wasn't a breakthrough, but it placed her on the radar. Television roles continued, Growing Pains, Evening Shade, and Harry and the Hendersons kept her working but brought little recognition. A recurring role on Camp Wilder helped her hone her craft. At that stage, work mattered more than fame, every role was progress. In 1994, she landed a lead in the next Karate Kid as Julie Pierce. Though she was praised, the film failed, earning $8.75 million domestically and under $16 million worldwide. Critics called it uninspired, and the experience reminded her to be more discerning in her role choices. She sought parts that spoke to her rather than just paid the bills. The late 1990s saw minor films like Heartwood and Quiet Days in Hollywood, both of which passed largely unnoticed. She joined Beverly Hills 90210 in 1998 as Carly Reynolds, expecting stability. But after 16 episodes, her character was quietly written out. The setback left her questioning her place in Hollywood, wondering if her talent was enough. Later, producers and co-stars revealed that it wasn't her performance but weak writing that had doomed the character, a lesson in how external forces can shape perception. Opportunity struck with Boys Don't Cry. The role of Brandon Teena demanded total immersion. She cut her hair, flattened her chest, altered her voice, and studied court documents and literature on transgender identity. She lived as a man for weeks, reshaping her posture, speech, and movements. The transformation was extreme, yet she committed fully. When the film premiered in 1999, the reception was extraordinary. Critics called her performance raw and transformative. At the 2000 Academy Awards, she won Best Actress over Annette Bening. The victory was a dramatic leap from obscurity, but the night held an awkward moment. She forgot to thank her husband, Chad Lowe, who had supported her through the entire journey. Though he forgave her, the media amplified the story, straining their relationship. By 2005, Hilary had trained intensively for Million Dollar Baby. Hours of boxing, weightlifting, push-ups, pull-ups, and even pushing her SUV became routine. Her diet reached 4,000 calories daily with 210 grams of protein. She endured infections and exhaustion, yet she transformed physically and mentally to inhabit Maggie Fitzgerald fully. Her dedication earned her a second Oscar at 30, making her one of the few women to win twice. Despite triumphs, her marriage could not withstand the pressures. By 2006, she and Chad separated, ending publicly in 2007. Fans were shocked, unaware of the private struggles behind the public image. At the same time, her career began facing obstacles. The Black Dahlia, Amelia, The Core, and The Reaping failed commercially despite her talent. Hollywood struggled to fit her outside prestige dramas, creating a professional limbo. Her health posed additional challenges. She endured ovarian cysts and endometriosis for over a decade, losing one ovary in 2008 and requiring constant monitoring for the other. Treatments were denied by insurance, forcing her to fight publicly. In 2020, she sued SAG-AFTRA's health plan, advocating for fair treatment and highlighting broader systemic inequities in women's health care. Her personal life found stability again in 2018 when she met Philip Schneider on a blind date. Their connection was instant. They married months later, bringing calm and security. After freezing her eggs, she became pregnant at 47 and gave birth to twins, Ya and Om, in April 2023, embracing motherhood as a long-awaited miracle. Life continued with challenges. In 2025, she mourned the sudden loss of her rescue dog, Kai, a companion through many personal milestones. Later that year, a misunderstanding at LAX involving a woman she thought was photographing her twins sparked controversy, later resolved with apologies and mutual understanding. These moments reflected the constant tension between public scrutiny and private life. Hilary Swank's journey is not one of effortless success. It is a story of persistence, resilience, and determination. From the struggles of trailer park life to standing on Oscar stages, from battling chronic health issues to finally embracing motherhood, she has faced adversity at every turn. Every setback strengthened her resolve, and every triumph was earned. She proves that even in the midst of heartbreak, rejection, and physical hardship, one can reach extraordinary heights and find fulfillment on one's own terms.